Okay, this is gonna be short-ish, longish. I don't really know how long or short it's gonna be, but I was gonna tell you my whole life story, summarize it. I'm just gonna start from about 5th grade. In 5th grade, my mom got cancer. She had to get a chemo in Atlanta for like 2-3 months, and I got to see her maybe once a week. And every Saturday when she came home, I'd stand in the carport, and she'd get out of the car crying. And I would run and stand in the carport, hugging and crying with her. And then on Sunday, she'd leave again for another week, crying. And I would stand in the carport watching them drive away until I couldn't see the car anymore. And I'd wave. I remember one weekend she came home and she looked at me and she said, "Caitlin, I don't want to go back." And I had to tell her, I was just like, "Mom, you have to go back. You can't stop now." She went back. And she lost all her hair. And I had to tell her how much she was so beautiful with her without hair, because I wanted to see without hair. I wasn't going to judge her. She's my mother. But she said no. She looked too indecent, showing her hairless head. I never got to see it. She came to pick me up one day in school. I didn't know she was there. I walked out of school, and there was a bench. And I was walking, and I looked at the bench. There was my mom. She sat there with her little head wrap on, smiling at me. That was the best day of my life. Just seeing her come home and not have to go back. I thought it was all over. I thought, she's better now. She's not gonna get sick again. I thought it was all dandy and great. Not 4 years later, it wasn't. 4 years later, December 2012, I knew my mom was sick. I knew she relapsed. And I gave her a CD for Christmas because my parents weren't going to give each other anything because the hospital bills were so expensive and nonsense like that. I left the room, I came back, and she was crying. And I asked her what was wrong, and she said, "Oh, I'm just really happy." And I'm like, "Whatever you say, Mom." I knew she wasn't just happy. I knew she was sad, and I knew that she knew something was wrong. In January, my dad told me that she had a year to live. And I had to ask herself from the computer via freaking FaceTime or something, because I didn't believe him. And I said, "Mom, are you really gonna die?" And she said, "Yeah, Caitlin. Yeah, I am." And I cried so hard that day. Months went by. She had to go to the hospital, somewhere in between. And I remember she looked at me and said, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "What are you sorry for? Why are you apologizing? You didn't do anything wrong." She said, "I'm sorry for dying." And I was just like, "What? Why are you apologizing for that?" I cried. We cried together. And we just had a big hug. Well, she said sorry so many times, I can't even understand. Later on, she got weaker. And we moved the hospital bed to the house. And whenever my birthday came around, she gave me presents, and she said happy birthday to me from her hospital bed because she couldn't get up. But it just made me really sad to know that she's gotten so much weaker. And then on goes time. And then I sat by her hospital bed. She could still say, "I love you." It was mumbled though, because she was losing her energy to even speak to me. And went there, I remember a couple of days before the end, I guess you'd say. I don't know what you want to call it, but I sat by her for 2 hours and told her all the things she's gonna see me do in life. How she's gonna like watch me graduate, watch me get married, even if it's not she's physically present. And then on May 10th she died. I missed her so much. I mean, there's more in my life still, but that's just the worst part, I guess. So yes, life does get better. I miss her. Yes, I do. I'd do anything to get her back, or see her one last time and tell her goodbye. But it does get better. I swear.